Hi everybody, Stuff and Things back again with a Snowskate video with a handful of Snowskate sessions I had in the driveway playing with my rails. Did some new stuff and a bunch of old stuff, so let's get into it. So far I'm just doing some board slides to kind of get warmed up, and then I think this is board slide shove it out, which I'm getting a little bit better at doing it backside board slide and getting that to actually work out for me. So after that, I got out the second rail, the round rail, and put them both end to end. I've done this before, but what I tried to do on this day was elevate the square rail because it has adjustable legs. I wanted to make it a little bit taller on the downhill side as it goes into the round rail. So I was trying to create a little step down rail. I've done these types of things on a snowboard before, but never on a snow skate. And the step down itself does create a little bit of a thing that I have to worry about getting through. Sometimes I lose my balance when I go through it. But the hardest part about making the rail that long is actually sliding the entire rail. It's hard to get the right angle and speed so that I stay straight and make it all the way to the end. It makes it quite a bit more challenging than just like a 6-foot rail. And I did that a lot this day, and then I finally decided right here, okay, I'm done. I had a nice fall there, no, not hurt or anything, but just those kinds of things. Sometimes when I know I'm already tired anyway, and I take a fall like that, I'm like, okay, that's the sign. I know it's time to wrap it up. So I'm back on another day, set the rail up for front side. Front board on the Snowskate is really fun, and I had a shove out. I'm still doing some backside here, trying to get some variety. I did a live stream Snowskate thing where I tried a bunch of different stuff. So there I got a 50-50, even though on the square rail it's a little weird with a shove out, but I'm playing around with other grinds, and that was a really nice 270 out. I like that one quite a bit this season. But yeah, I'm super used to going into board slide or, backside board slide or front board. And so trying some 50-50s once in a while to do something different is great because I'm adding a little bit of variety and I'm getting a little more confident with it too, knowing that I can do these 50-50s. Here I've got a couple of front board with a shove out. This is a pretty good trick for me, becoming a little bit more dependable. And then this next one is really strange. Let's look at that one again to understand what really happened there. It's almost like it tried to do some sort of flip, but then I canceled it with my heel and somehow still landed on it. So I don't think you'll ever see that trick done by me or anybody else ever again. And then here's one of my favorite tricks that came out of these sessions. It's a front board 270 shove out. So then I went back and came at the rail from the other side, a little bit more of that practice of 50-50 with a shove out. And then I started going into board slide again, and I wondered if I could spin the board even more. I can do a 270 shove out, but what if I could get another 180 and get a 450 out? I never got it, and I got a little bit close. I think, yeah, that was the closest one. I got the full spin. That trick hasn't happened yet, and it's really pretty hard on my knees because it's a big jump and there's a lot of work going on there, but I might try it again sometime in the future. Here I'm just messing around with some flat ground. I was playing with kick flips and backside flip. I cannot do those very well or at all on a snow skate, but I tried anyway. And now I'm going front side again with some front board shove kind of material. And I was trying to get brave enough. You might notice that I sunk the rail down really low. I was wondering if I could flip and then somehow get on the board again. And those were some of my best tries right there. Really didn't work out, but you do have to mess around with things that you've never done before just to see what might happen, because maybe someday, who knows. So here we are again with the rails put end to end, and this time the round rail is first. And again, I tried to sink the square rail really far down into the snow, all the way down to the gravel in the driveway, so that I could have a step down again. And putting the round rail first did make this quite a bit harder, because getting on a round rail and going perfectly straight and flat and level is pretty tough. And then getting to the other rail was a bigger challenge than I thought it would be, but I did have a lot of fun trying.
Yeah, we take those.
And there is something special about, especially doing it front side. I don't know why I like it front side so much, but when I'm going backwards on a nice long rail and I do lock it in and I get that balance and I know I can hold it, there's just something feels so good about just cruising backwards like that. And sometimes when you land successfully, you've got to try some other things. So even though I was shooting in slow mo, I got out to the road and I was like, you know what? I should do like a shove it or something. So I tried a nollie shove, or maybe that I can't tell from there if it was a regular shove or a nollie shove. And it didn't really work out. I just kind of ended up stumbling around, but I stayed on the board. And then I realized, okay, I'm in this position. I should try something else, even though I'm stationary and just standing still. And I decided, oh, I'm in the position for switch flip. Let's see what happens if I go for one. I didn't quite land it. My left foot didn't land on the board, but my right foot did. That was an amazing attempt at a one try switch flip. I was like, man, I almost had it. Maybe I actually do need to work on these more because maybe it could actually happen. I've never done a switch flip on a snow skate where I was actually moving. I have done it standing still like I was, but they're pretty rare. And here's a nice old man fall. I fell backwards and I liked the fact that I rolled out of it like you're supposed to. I didn't put my arms down and I didn't slam anything, just rolled. The only problem with rolling when you're on the snow is that you get cold. I get snow all like up my shirt and in my pants and stuff, but at least I'm not getting hurt. So then, since I had played with 50/50s on the square rail, I was thinking about playing with it on the round rail. And at first, I was kind of like, well, let's just see what this is like because I could do this Andy Anderson style thing where I could maybe stand on the rail and on the board and maybe push off and slide. But you can see how well that was going. It wasn't going very well at all. I tried a couple of times to see if I could maybe get some balance up there and slide around up there. But the good thing about trying this was that I ended up doing this. I ended up stepping off and the board stayed up there by itself. So I was kind of like, hey, well, you know what we could do with that? Okay, I messed it up, but it made me try it. So I was like, wait, okay, the board will stay up there. Well, maybe. No, it does. But the board will stay up there. And then if I run and jump on, which I'm pretty good at because I do that on the snow skate all the time, on the snow or on a block or something. And I ended up with a 50/50 on the round rail. Now it's a weird version of it, but since I got it, then I was kind of like, wait, why don't I just roll in and try to ollie in and see if I can do a real 50/50? And that was my actual first try right there, and it was not too bad. So here's a bunch of other tries, and this is just everything sped up so it doesn't take as long. But it didn't take too many tries for me to kind of get it dialed in, to figure out the ollie, to get a little bit of shoulder turn in there to make the board go straight with the rail. And it ended up working out. I ended up getting a couple of 50/50s on a round rail, which I'm really pleased about. And it is kind of weird because it's on a snow skate and not on a skateboard. It's really weird because you're trying to lock in here in the center groove. It'll kind of lock in and hold you. But I'm too used to a skateboard and there's trucks and wheels. And I put weight on my right heel. That's what I realized. I pop in, I get that initial lock and I drop my right heel because that's usually where I lock in on a front 50. It doesn't work the same on this thing. But I'm glad I stuck with it. I ended up getting a few that I was happier with. I wanted to make sure that I didn't dip at the end of the rail, that I came out with a little bit of lift so that I could have a clean landing. And I'm pretty happy with how that all went. So, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.